What's happening, people? Back in the kitchen again, and today we've got something that's not new. It's been around forever. It's from Aldi and it is a steak bake. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because me and Mrs. Dino went out yesterday and I went to Greg's and got a steak bake, and I thought, quite nice that. I haven't had a steak bake for years, and I normally go with sausage and bean melt, if I'm honest, when I'm out and about. However, I went with a steak bake and I thought, I'll try something new, and I loved it. So I thought, I'll tell you what, Aldi will be doing them Crestwood versions, and that's it. So I thought I'll go pick one of them up and let you guys know if it's any good. So that's what I did. Here they are. 2 steak bakes, baked from frozen, 30 minutes. Now, the price of these, £1.15. It's not too bad, is it? £1.15. Let me tell you, the one I got from Greg, I can't remember how much it was, but it was more than £1.15. That was for one. This is £1.15 for 2. So, hoping it's good. And what did really confuse me, I was in Aldi and they had the sausage and bean melts next to the steak bakes, but the sausage and bean melts were £1.25 and the steak bakes £1.15. Since when did steak cost less than sausage and beans? Let's see how much actual steak's in this thing then, eh? Come on. Okay, so here we go. Crestwood, 2 steak bakes, tender chunks of beef in a rich gravy wrapped in flaky golden puff pastry. Same great taste, but with a new look. And that is a traffic light system there. 308 calories per steak bake. 30% of your daily recommended saturated fat. Lots of salt in here as well. But that's what you'd expect, isn't it, from a steak bake. It does look like it's got quite a nice few chunks of beef in there. So let's see what the percentages are. Straight away, cooked diced beef with gravy filling, 47%. Cooked diced beef, 62%. That is 62% of the 47%. So half of half. So it's basically 25% beef. You've got wheat, barley, and wheat as the allergens. Anything else we can see interesting in there? Beef stock, that's obviously your gravy. Tomato, salt, carrot extract, onion extract, garlic extract, thyme extract, bay leaf extract, yeast extract. Lots of extracts. Produced using British and Irish beef, 2 times 140 grams. And that is a nutritional information in more detail for you guys that know what you're talking about. I, of course, do not. Very carb heavy, isn't it? 35.8 grams of carbs to 13.9 grams of protein. Only 1.3 grams of fibre. 308 calories per steak bake. And this is how we cook it. Well, the information is very basic, as you'd expect. Cooked diced beef with gravy encased in puff pastry. Simple, tells you what it is. Cook from frozen, remove all packaging, place in a baking tray, 25 minutes. I'm going to cook it in the Tower air fryer, so it probably won't take the full 25 minutes. So I'll get them in and I'll bring you back when they're done. So there they are. Nice puff pastry, look like I've got like an egg wash on top because they're a different colour underneath. So I'll get them in this tower and then we'll have a taste. I've put them in for 22 minutes because I'm not cooking one all the way. I'm going to cook one just up to the point of being cooked, and then so I can reheat it nicely in the air fryer and just finish it off for Dino daughter when she gets home from school. However, the Tower generally is a bit strange. The Tower, anything on the left hand side of the Tower cooks a little bit faster than what's on the right hand side. I don't know if that's the same for all you guys who's had the Tower air fryers, but that is maybe a fault with it, because sometimes halfway through what we do, halfway through whatever we're cooking, if we've got a shelf full, take it out, turn it round, makes it even. But it's just strange, isn't it? Let me know in the comments if you guys have experienced that. I don't know why that is. Who knows? Maybe I think it's got something to do with the rotisserie function, because there's like a hole in the left hand side where more heat, I think, is coming into the Tower, because that's where the rotisserie goes. Who knows? I'm just making stuff up, so I don't know. That's just what I think. Let me know if you know. Right, I'll bring you back in 21 minutes. Okay, so 22 minutes and they are done to perfection. As you can see, the left one is cooked a little bit more than the right one, but that's fine. We're gonna have this left one anyway. I'm gonna leave that one in the tower for Dino daughter when she gets home from school. Right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this open in half and show you guys what's inside. Okay, let's get into this thing. Straight down the middle. You've got flaky pastry on top. As you can see, it's absolutely roasting. You can see that steam coming off it. Smells nice. Smells like exactly what it is, a steak bake. So let's take a look inside. Looks quite full, to be honest. Obviously you've got that flaky pastry top, but looks decent in there, doesn't it? Right, I'm just going to let that cool down for a second. Let's check the other side's the same. Cool down for a second and we'll give it a taste. Okay, so it's all important taste time. Here we go. We've got this lovely steak bake. Now, is it going to be as nice as the one I had yesterday at Greg's? Of course, I didn't film that. But let me tell you, it made a nice change. So, I'm going to give this a go. Looks plenty full, to be honest. Wow, it's absolutely roasting. The gravy's nice, nicely seasoned gravy. I can't see on the pack. Look in there. It looks like big chunks of beef, and it does state cooked diced beef. Now, in there, it looks a little bit more like minced beef, if I'm honest. It doesn't look like chunks of beef. It looks a bit more, they look small and minced. Ah. Wow. Impatience by me there, burnt all on my mouth there. Mommy. Smoke coming off it. It tastes nice, but I can't see the chunks of beef. I mean, yeah, there's definitely no chunks in there. Just taking the top off, the other side, and look at that. It looks like minced beef. So I feel like it's a bit rubbish that to show that on the cover, and then to have minced beef here. Now they should have just made it. I suppose they've probably got a minced beef bake. I bet they've got a minced beef and onion one. I'm not 100% sure. So they're having to try and make it look different. But if you've made a minced beef bake, that's what it'd be. This steak bake. It don't look like that. There's no chunks. It says diced. I'm going to open this side up as well. I mean, would you call that a chunk? Would you call any of that a chunk? Let me know in the comments if you think there's chunks of beef in there. That is minced beef, if you ask me. Don't get me wrong, it tastes okay. But when you're expecting chunks of beef, chunks of steak, and you're not getting it, it's a bit disappointing. It tastes okay. Now, it's not as good as the Greggs one. However, I think what I paid for the Greggs one, I think it was £1.90 for one. I think it's right at £1.80, £1.90. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but I think it was nearly £2 for one. Whereas these, £1.15 for two, so that's what, 57.5 pence, 58 pence. Although it's not as good as the Greggs ones, it's like three times. The Greggs ones is 3 times cheaper. The Greggs ones are not 3 times as good. Me being a tight Yorkshireman, I'd probably get these over the Greggs. But obviously you can't when you're out and about. But yeah. So it's disappointing, but also better than Greggs for value, for price. Bit of a weird one. That's it from me. I don't really know what else to say about it. I can give it a 5 out of 10 because it's not what it says. If I were tasting a minced beef bake, I'd be giving it an 8 out of 10. I think it's really nice, but it's not steak. There's no diced chunks of steak. So let me know in the comments if you've had it, what you think of it and all that jazz. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow for another food review.
Doing a great job. Just
Did somebody say just?
What's happening, people? Back in the kitchen again. Hope you're all fantastic. Thanks for watching. Would be special. Wouldn't buy that.